Tower. Is that a tarot card that you love, thinking it's going to clear the way and exciting possibilities are coming to you? Or is it one of those cards that makes you stop in a reading full of dread, wondering what on earth you're going to lose? It is really a split card. I would say about half the people I work with absolutely love it, see it as a fresh start, inspiration, new beginnings, and the other half turn it over with an absolute sigh of, knew that was coming. So let's unlock the symbols in the Tower and let's see why it has such a mixed reaction. I'm going to start with these little symbols here. Perhaps they look like leaves, sparks of flame. But if we look carefully on the moon, we can see the exact same symbol, and you will find the same symbol on the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Swords. Now, my research and many other tarot authors that are far more researched than myself refer to these as yods. They are the first letter of Jehovah's name, and they are a blessing. So straight away, sprinkled over this card like confetti, we have a sign of a blessing. Because I'm going to go through the good symbols first, because I would say probably it's got a bit of a nasty reputation. Then we have this lightning coming down here. The lightning in mythology is the hand of God. It's the life, the spark of life. It is true inspiration. So to me, the Tower can often be when inspiration strikes that will lead you to a new blessing. Now, okay, so there is a sign of negativity in here. Firstly, the Tower is clearly on fire and this crown is being knocked off. But let's have a look at the Tower again, and you can see the link between the Tower and the Moon card because we have two towers here. The Tower has no door that we can see, and it looks more like a structure of protection or even a prison. And so often in life we start to do things for security and then we realise they entrap us. And that's what this Tower is. It's something that at one time made you feel secure, but has now come to become a burden or a trap. And you're having an inspiration to clear out, to stop whatever this is from defining you. The crown is about being defined, and to just free fall, jump, go for it. There is a sense here that these people aren't happy to be falling, but we have got no sign as to what they are falling into or where they will go. So if I was to put a Tower into a moment, because I think with tarot it's always important to relate the card to your life, because that's the thing that you know best. So when you're learning to read the tarot, relate it to your life, and that will then help you to interpret the tarot when reading for other people. So this is that moment, perhaps when you get a redundancy letter, perhaps when you know a relationship is going to break down. I ran a shaman circle for several years. It was very relaxed, it was all friends, it was really lovely, really secure. We did exactly the same thing every time. And then I had a growing awareness that actually I was becoming stale and I was becoming bored and probably boring, and that I needed to leave this secure zone that I had created and take a leap of faith. And so I did, and I closed the group and I started doing full day workshops. And I can tell you that before every time I did a full day workshop, that's how I felt. That plunge, you know, when your stomach sinks and you think, oh. And yet the blessing is that I love the one day workshops. My feedback, because I'm stepping out of my comfort zone, is 100% more. You know, it's invigorating, exciting. And that to me is that mixed feeling of the Tower. When deep in your heart, you know you have to take this leap of faith. You know that the blessings are there, that your inspiration is right, that you've become a little bit stuck in your comfort zone, but still you can't quite see where you're going to land. That's the Tower. The Tower is dangerous. the Tower hurts when you try to cling on to the status quo. Now remember, with particularly the major arcana, these may relate to your inner psychology. And so for me, I've been having the Tower a lot recently. I had a bit of a panic. Oh, is the house secure? We rent? Are we going to get eviction notices? What's going to happen? I did a lot of reading around it, and I think it is actually internal growth for me, which can be just as hard. The other thing with the Tower, I'm going to be honest, look hard at that image, okay? And if this is with the feminine Ace of Cups, or the feminine Ace of Pentacles, or any of the cards that are traditionally connected with children, perhaps the Sun, any of the pages, rebirth, if you work with the Druid craft, then this definitely can mean, well, as I would say to a client, take protection. Unless you're happy to have a birth. So it can mean that, literally. It can also mean the birth of new ideas. It doesn't have to be a baby, but this is the tension before you actually start to trust and move forward. So the Tower, love it or loathe it, whatever you do, don't try to resist it.